Thank you.
Go ahead.
I'll take that one. So in life,
You could so just see the big sister, little sister dynamic. I feel like I'm just like all excited. You're like, girl.
yeah, no, but part of that dynamic is the big sister comes up with the idea and the little sister says, I have an idea.
This wasn't your idea, was it?
I just said it.
No, but earlier when we were talking.
No, but I said like let's do the year in review. You were talking about let's talk about our goals, and I'm like, why don't we talk about how our year was?
Okay, go ahead, girl.
That's big sister, little sister, and big sister is standing up for herself.
It's usually the other way around.
That's fair.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode number 10 of the Metamorphosis podcast with
Am
and Noe. Episode number 10.
girl. It's been a journey.
It has been a whole ass journey.
I actually am curious to know what the date we started on was.
We should look into that.
Yeah, but I think it's probably been about like a month, 2 months,
Oh,
2 months.
girl, it's probably
Sorry,
been
2 months.
2 months. I think
2
it was summer that we started. Also, based on the day we upload this, you might not know, but today, as we were filming, it is the day before Am's birthday.
December 12th.
Today's December 12th.
Today's December 12th. My birthday is December
13th. My birthday is going to be the next week on the 18th, but lots to celebrate. We're going to do a live right after this. We're going to bring in 32, girl.
I'm a big girl. I'm a big girl now.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, what do we want to talk about? I don't know why I'm getting awkward about that.
How does it feel?
Don't
You feel like you're still 25?
I'm trying to like actually think about how I feel.
I feel like I stopped feeling like I was getting older at 25. And I feel like I probably still act like I'm 25.
Yeah, I feel like for me, I would say like a solid 27.
Oh, I can see 28 for you.
Yeah, like 27, 28, but 32 down. Like,
I know.
Not saying that that's old or anything, but it's just like, it feels like...
Crazy to think about.
It's just crazy to think about, yeah. I'm not like prepared to be 32, whatever that means, but I'm like...
Yeah.
I'm happy with where I'm at. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm like, it just keeps, I feel like it honestly just keeps getting better and better.
Yep.
I'm like getting in a better place mentally, physically, emotionally in life as the years go higher. So that's one good thing about getting older.
I love that. I feel like last year was my 30th birthday, and I feel like that, it was just confusing because it was like such a big year and it was 30, but like I remember even at my party, I'm like, It didn't feel like anything. Like, I feel like some people feel daunting when they're like, oh, I'm turning 30, oh, I'm turning 40. I actually just, like, don't care about age.
It's just another day.
It's just another, no, but your birthday, but age in general.
But that's what I mean. Like, their days just pass and all of a sudden you change a number that, like, what's the word? Like, identifies who you are.
Yeah. That's, I think, a good way to put it. I think people associate a lot sometimes with their age. Whereas I don't feel that way. I'm just living life, and wherever it takes me is where it takes me. But like, I get roasted all the time by my friends, like, because I don't live like a proper 30-year-old. Like, I don't really cook a lot. My fridge is usually empty. I just kind of like live where the wind takes me, and I love that. But But I
think it's both, because like we could take age away from it and be like it's just a number, and people associate like traits to it. But then also there are certain traits that kind of come with age as well.
Like what?
But I'm trying to think. Like, I'm just trying to think what. But like for example, but this is very general. Like, I don't even actually. I'm actually rebuttaling myself.
Rebuking. Revoking your statement.
No, girl.
Revoking
your statement, but I can't just say revoking.
Yeah.
Okay, what I meant is
revoking when
rebuttaling or rebuking.
Like recalling it.
We just had like 7 art words, but anyways, y'all know what we all know what he mean. We know what each other.
Let's rewind.
Another art
Go
word.
ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm just taking that back for a second because the example I was gonna give is when you get older, typically your muscles, like your bones get like
you mean physically.
I mean physically, that's one.
Yeah.
But mentally, I think society puts a pressure to be like, you need to have this achievement by this age.
Yes.
So we take it on, but that's actually fake. Like, it doesn't actually have any real substance.
Okay, so this is actually, let's dive into this because this is an interesting point. Because first of all, just to add on top of that, I think career is probably a huge, maybe what you were even getting at. I think so many people associate their age with their career, where they want to be. I hear so many of my friends or people say like, you know, in my 30s, I thought I'd be here in my career, or I want to be here. And so I think there's a tie to careers. But
I was actually my example I was thinking about was houses, like you're like or like living situation, like
material
like
things.
it's okay to live with a roommate at your early 20s, but if you're with a roommate later, it's kind of somehow frowned upon. I'm just guessing, I don't feel that way, but like, or you need to have a house by this age, you need to have a married with kids, and I actually just thought of one.
Well, okay, wait. Can I say what I was gonna say first? Because maybe it'll. I think might be talking about the same thing. Hot take alert. And we'll I hope this comes across in the best way, but I've had this discussion with a lot of my friends that I personally feel that being a part of the queer community, identifying as gay and part of the LGBTQ plus community, I almost felt completely excused of, or not excused, but I felt like I didn't fall to the pressure of those societal norms, obviously in a lot of ways, but especially where you're supposed to be in life. Especially, like being a woman, like a lot of my friends who want to have kids, they, feel the pressure by their biological clock if they want to, have the kid themselves.
That's what I was going to say.
But beyond that...
But just quickly, going back to my original point of there are some things tied to age, that is one biological thing that is actually associated with age.
100%.
So and there is one, but I think that's it.
Yes.
There shouldn't be any other...
That's the only tactical
pressures.
One. Or tangible one.
Or like conclusions drawn from your age.
But, exactly. That's the only kind of factual one, that there is that biological clock if you want to have kids, whether you're part of the LGBTQ plus community or not. But even in terms of like, I guess probably it's related back to that of, just getting married. Like, I just feel like a lot of my, straight friends, and maybe some people who identify as part of the LGBTQ plus community feel this way too, but they are so, it's like, I want to be married by 30, have my kid by 35, I want to have my house by, like, it's like every step of the way is almost planned out. Whereas for me, ever since, this is again my own personal experience, but ever since identifying as, okay, I know I'm gay and I don't know what I want my life to look like, and we have our goals and we have our dreams, but I didn't have that timeline, and I still don't. I'm just kind of like you said, each year just keeps getting better. Obviously we have our goals, but that's not tied to an age.
Yeah, I think what you're saying, what you can conclude it as is like, I think it ties back to another one is marriage. And marriage has typically been in our society between a man and a woman. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be that way, but that's how it has been historically. And when that aspect is in play, then a huge, all societies and communities tie that to numbers.
Yeah.
If you need to be married by this age. But I think deeper than that, it gets to the biological clock.
Yes, it's related to that.
So the second we come out as gay or part of the LGBTQ community, which for the most part isn't as accepted, unfortunately, in many areas, and marriage isn't seen as the typical path, for the most part it should be, but it's not. Then all of a sudden it feels like you're just excused of all those rules. Yeah. Because you're like, well, I don't follow. I guess no one expects me to follow that path, even though I might want to. Yeah. And then you don't have the pressure. You don't impose those pressures on yourself.
This is very interesting.
We just unpacked a lot there. Damn.
Yeah, because I feel like just chilling, like, and I feel like because our spiritual side probably also has an influence on that too, because you are exactly where you need to be. Like, we are exactly where we need to be. There's no rush. And even, we have our goals, which we're going to dive into today and stuff, but maybe we'll see based on time. But, like, even though we have our goals, our mom even said such a beautiful reminder the other day, like, the journey is the best part. Like, you're going to get there, and that'll be so great when you get that. And it'll also be a fleeting moment. It's like, oh, I got it. And then what? Then you're chasing the next goal. But she said, girls, make sure you're enjoying the journey and celebrating every little win, big or little. And so...
And don't like rush through it. Like, just be present. Yeah.
So it's very interesting.
Good one. Definitely a good one. So all in all, to answer your question 20 minutes ago.
What was my question?
How do I feel? Do I feel any different? No.
Yes.
Like, well, sorry, I said yes.
You said yes?
Yes and no. Like, no in the sense that it's just another day, which I'm sure everyone relates to, like in some capacity. But yes in the sense that I feel the best I have in my life. But I don't think that has to do with my age. I think that has to just do with the amount of time I've had to gain wisdom and experiences. So I guess it's correlated with age. But it's not like I feel different on a day. Like no one feels that. I actually would be curious to know if there's one person in this planet who is like, I feel different.
Well, I actually would argue that I think there are so many people that do, but it's because of the mental change.
Okay, yeah.
But then that also might influence
30 is probably a big one.
Because I hear a lot of my friends who said, like, the minute I turned 30, I instantly felt back pain and this and whatever. And I'm like, I never felt any of that. But that might, again, be a placebo, or in their head, they played it up to be such a big deal.
It's not might. That, like, in my opinion, at least, 100%
No. Yeah. We're saying the same thing. One other interesting thing, just because we're talking about this, and we're going to see where the conversation takes us. That's one thing I love about social media. TikTok probably especially, but now it's probably trickling into other ones, is it almost defied age, in the sense of, you have the old gays, for example, who I'm not sure how old they are, but, you know, I don't know how old they are, but they're old. They're the old gays.
Yeah.
And they're living their best lives. They're still so relevant. Wait, let me finish my thought, and then you can say yours. They're still... They all of a sudden have this new, not even career path, but just this new motivation, this new fun thing that keeps them going. Because I think a lot of times, before social media, again, previous society was typically like, you get your job, you stay in your job till you're whatever, 50, 60, 70, whenever you retire. And then you retire, and then you don't, have your job anymore. And a lot of times, and from what I've heard, is like, then what do you do now? And then she's like, okay, well, now I'm getting old, and that's that. And that might have been the fear too, like, oh, I'm 60, like, I'm gonna retire, like, what do I do now? But with social media, no matter what age you are, you can still find relevancy. And is this controversial?
No, it's not controversial. I just disagree a little bit. Like, not disagree, but I think the old gays, in my opinion, is an anomaly. I think social media...
So wait, can I finish my thought on that? Because I agree, social media before TikTok, Instagram is very superficial, based on, your look and what you have and material things, whatever. With TikTok, when I scroll through my For You page, and maybe it's just me, beyond the old gays, I see any type of diversity, and especially, like, even I think there's like a lot of therapists that, maybe they're in their 60s, 70s, and they're just sharing their wisdom, and I'm like, I'm following this. Like, even though it's you're able to relate to someone defying age. Instead of just saying, I need to follow whoever's my age and that's relevant, there's so many people sharing things that I'm like, that's interesting. Whether you're 10, whether you're 60, there's always something
Another kind of view of that, like another approach, is that those 60-year-olds, those 70-year-olds back in the day could have been still doing the same things. Like someone who maybe blew up on TikTok that's older, that is showing their knitting, or, going to a dancing club or whatever. Like it's basically pursuing hobbies and passions at that age, but they're just posting it for other people to see. That's the difference with social media. So maybe it does kind of play a part in like making it more widespread exposure that makes other people think it's okay to do the same too, and that's maybe what you're saying.
And so we'll get all exposure and opportunity, because let's say there was that maybe 6-year-old woman who retired and really loved knitting, and then she would go home and just knit every day. Let me finish my thought.
Yeah,
she would knit every day. But now with TikTok or with social media,
no, girl.
Wait, can you, girl? Let me finish what I'm saying.
Okay.
Can you please let me finish?
Sorry,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Maybe she had her best friend Barbara, and they would just knit every Tuesday together. But now she just started knitting on TikTok, and all of a sudden now she has a community of hundreds, thousands of people that are asking her for tips that she could relate to. And maybe she'll be invited to a knitting event and goes and then meets more friends, and all of a sudden it's this lifestyle. That's what I mean.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I just think I have a different opinion, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That social media is specifically still, nowadays, I think it's getting better, but it's still typically more targeted to the younger generation. TikTok, in my opinion, is primarily Gen Z what's the word? Dominated. Mm-hmm. There are still older, like, other generations on TikTok, but in my opinion, at least, and from what I see, and we can look at the stats, I do think it is generally dominated by Gen Z. That's not to say an older person from an older generation can say, oh, I can find a hobby and make TikToks, but I just don't think it's as common.
Yet. It's just the start. TikTok's very new.
Yet, I agree. And I agree that, like, now that the younger generation, which is us and you know, even Gen Zs, are going to grow up with those skills, it will get better and better. There will be more 60-year-olds on TikTok in 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
But I mean, now for a 60-year-old or 7-year-old to pick up their phone and actually be like, I want to be a TikToker is, I think, very uncommon.
Sure.
But it still happens.
It still happened. My only point is saying, in the whole conversation of age, I think with TikTok specifically, all of us started starting something new. Of course, it's not dominated by every age. There is probably a niche, or not a niche, like a dominant age, maybe our age, Gen Z's, whatever. But before TikTok, there wasn't that existed at all. And now with TikTok, I'm seeing a lot of people from all ages, and not even just age, diversity, even us, like getting connected. Like, that's what I think it is at the root of it, is diversity. And it's just, for me, I would say relatability. I think that's
your point.
Just wait, let me finish this one thought. Relatability, and so you're seeing anyone that you can relate to, and I think it will only get more of that. But my whole point to tie it back is, we're saying we don't feel the pressure of age, of this specific life path that we had to follow, but I think social media, one, added at, like what we talked to as being part of the LGBTQ plus community, that kind of, you know, took us out of any rules or pressures that we might feel. But with social media, that also, I think, is starting to change the game of, like, at 60 you retire, and then, you know, that's it for you, and you just kind of go on vacations and stuff. You could still have a platform and opportunities to just connect and even maybe find a new life path.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. I think I would open it up to primarily more, I would say there's more opportunity on the person consuming the content versus being a 60-year-old being like, I can become a creator. I think it's more opportunity for 60-year-olds or older people, we keep saying 60, but like to hop on and be through the diversity and exposure of social media and TikTok, see different lifestyles or different things that other people are doing and be inspired to have a different lifestyle themselves, versus I would say to be like, oh, I'm going to become a TikToker.
Yes, but I think it's both. Again, this maybe
let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments. But let me finish this thought. Like, I don't think it's dominated again by people, you know, maybe in their older years of life doing that. But there's more than probably ever existed. I would say there's a whole lot. And so, like, even again, maybe you're a therapist, and at 60 you retire from your job. But TikTok or social media gives you a whole other platform. You still have all that wisdom, all that knowledge. It still gives you the option to pursue that in a different way. I guess to relate it all back, and maybe why we keep saying 62 is like our mom. Like, she has her, she wanted to be a motivational speaker. She likes public speaking, all this, whatever. She even started her own little TikTok, and she hasn't been going in it as much, but she comes on ours, and even through our TikTok, it almost gave her this new thing to do.
That's my point, though, is literally highlights my point. She tried to make a platform on TikTok, and she wasn't passionate about it. She didn't want to do that. She wants to write a book. She has different passions or different things that she's exploring on her own, and one of them is, like, of course, coming and sharing our passion. But I don't think it's necessarily that social media gives people of that older generation another opportunity to do a different type of, like, career path or life or job, which is social media. I personally think that's so far gone out of their sort of realm, and obviously there are the outliers, but I don't see it as a viable, like, option that primarily a lot of older folks are going to go and start selecting.
Yes, last thing, and then we'll put this right. But my whole point, though, even at anyone who does pursue social media as their life path, it's not to say anyone who creates a TikTok. Some people just create a TikTok and they're just posting their lives, whatever. It doesn't mean they're like an influencer or doing it full time or getting opportunities. What I'm saying is the select few who do pursue that, some of them, like, it's diverse. Even with the old gays, you it could be an anomaly, sure, but again, when I scroll on my feed, I see any age, a whole lot of diversity, and I'm just saying it's an avenue. It doesn't matter how big or small right now. It's a new option. It's new exposure that, hey, no matter what age you are, you have a story to share, and you have a whole audience that's going to relate to you.
I think drawing it back to a conclusion of what we're saying, which we're both kind of saying, is that social media, including TikTok, the internet, all of that, essentially opens up people's minds and opens up eyes to diversity in every aspect, that this person of color can be with this person of color. This type of person with this disability can pursue this. This person that's this many years old can do this job.
Exactly.
So it's basically opening minds in every capacity,
Yes.
but relating back to this conversation, you're talking specifically about age.
Yeah.
And so that's, we're basically saying the same thing, but we went deep.
Okay. Well, that took it there, but that was interesting though.
Yeah. On a lighter note.
Okay.
What is our lighter note?
Oh, girl, you cut that short like you had something to say.
I know, because I'm just trying to like switch up the vibe a bit and not get so like serious, but
yeah. Okay, well, on that note, it's your birthday tomorrow, but by the time this comes out, it'll probably be both of our birthdays.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'm turning 31 too, and we're gonna make this about me too. So, well,
we can do a separate one next week for you, girl.
We don't have time. This will probably be our own.
I want this to be about me.
So we can make this the birthday episode.
Zaha birthday. Story of our entire lives.
I know, everything's
literally
shared.
So like we said, 13, 18, 5 days away. Every year. Joint birthday.
Yeah.
And Zoe together. Yeah. So anyways, I'm getting a little bit of flashbacks from that right now.
Yeah, shared everything. But what I mean in light of that is what we can maybe do for the birthday episode is a little bit of a year in review. Like some of our highlights. Some of what?
You taking that idea and making it as if it was your novel new idea that you're suggesting to me?
Go ahead, girl. Intro us into this.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I'll take that one. Okay, so in light of both of our birthdays coming up, and by the time this is out and you see it, we will have already turned 31 and 32. I think it would be really cool. We actually have this tradition in our family, so this isn't anything new or different. But what we do on our birthdays is first things, we're gonna do it, is we say what we love the most about that person. It's tradition.
Okay.
And secondly, we say what was our favorite memory of that year. We can say top 3 or we can leave it to 1. We can see how that is and with timing. And then the third one, if we have time, is your favorite memory of life. In your total now 32 years for me, what was my best life memory? So we can start with what we love the most about each other, I would say.
Okay, we'll do that.
Right?
The only reason I shut that down is sometimes I get emotional because I'm a very emotional person. Like when I talk about the people I love, but I'll be fine because we're just talking to camera.
Girl, you're supposed to be talking to me.
No, I know, but
look me in the eyes.
I'm just gonna dead stare at the camera. What I love the most about Am is, okay, so first one, go ahead.
Okay.
So what? I guess
my
your
birthday
birthday's
is
first. So okay. So what? So just one thing.
Yeah, what's the thing?
Okay, so yeah, just because sometimes we do top 3. Okay, so what I love the most about Am is that I'm so grateful to have like a life partner. Sounds weird, but like literally like almost like my like
a life bestie.
A life bestie. What is it called? Ride or die kind of, I guess.
Yeah.
My ride or die, like just someone to experience life with. And go through this wild journey, especially the journey that we're on. And I think there's meaning, or maybe our spirituality. Like I do believe there's a higher power for us to be in each other's lives. That like we're both queer, we're both have the same goals, the same vision, the same everything. And I feel like we are here for a purpose and on a mission. And just to have that person, no matter what, gets me probably better than anyone on this earth. You know what I mean? Like you just know me to my core. You've been there through everything. And it's just so cool. Like we are each other's best friends, and obviously we fight like no other. And we're working on it today. We had actually a very good
today was good
progress.
We can maybe talk about that later. But yeah.
But so like, but maybe I'll make it more direct about you too. Is just that. Like
literally what I'm just gonna paraphrase because that was very, very nice, but what you literally said is that I love the thing I love the most about you is that you're existent. You're existent.
No, but that says a lot though, because like there's a lot of people that exist that I'm not grateful for that. But
that's
like
fair.
but I'm like so let me preface it with that because like that's the huge part.
Say something nicer, girl.
I know, but I'm just saying like I just like so nice to have you and that we get along and all of that. Mm-hmm. So like that's why. So number 1 is just that I have you because my relationship with you is probably the most relationship on like out of anyone.
Your favorite, you said?
Favorite, but like most important.
Oh, most important. Oh,
no, but favorite too. Like obviously my mom, but like it's just different. And I think this is like probably the most treasured relationship in my life.
That's really sweet, girl.
So
thank you. That's really sweet.
But okay, a little bit nicer beyond that.
That's really nice. Like,
no,
that's really sweet.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that. That's when I think about it, it's like that's what I love the most about you. Is that
what I will say with that though is it is very sweet, but it's kind of like a treasured relationship to you.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to say that's
quality.
So I'm gonna keep that in. That's number one.
But that's really sweet.
But favorite quality about you. Well, I'm just gonna say it because it's the first that came to head. But like your humor, like, but even a lot of the times for me when you're not even trying to be funny, but like you are a very funny person.
Thanks, girl.
So your humor, because I feel like like there's very few people that like really make me laugh like that. So like your humor. Yeah, it's probably my favorite.
I actually will say, like, I do love making you laugh.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
but that's so sweet.
Yeah,
Thank
your
you,
humor for sure, yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah, girl.
We love a good laugh.
We do. Okay, let's get on to me.
That's it? we all done?
No, yeah, I said a lot there, girl. Let's go. You have big shoes to fill.
Okay, the number one thing that I love the most about my sister, I'm gonna just go ahead and like, it's not a cop out, but I just want to agree with the first point you said. Like, it's obviously the exact same for me. Like, I just have a life bestie, a built-in, ride or die. Like, you just are always there for me, and I love that about you. And I'm just so blessed to have you as a person in my life. That goes for sure. But secondly, so about you, what I love the most about Noe, let me think. I mean, I do say this every year, but it is the number one thing. Your fun-loving zest for life. Your desire to just have the most fun, the nicest connections, the best time, and just literally live every moment for what it is and enjoy every piece of that moment's existence over and over and over again, every minute. Like, I've never met someone like that just shows up with that, like, light and that, like, ability to just, like, light for others as well, including me. And you just have that, and it's something that I've never experienced in another person, and you're just, for the most part, and don't hold me to this when we fight and say and respond and quote me, but for the most part, you're always in a good mood.
Thanks, girl.
And, like, you're always seeing the bright side. You're always being positive. You're always trying to just bring fun, light, good vibes to a situation, no matter what it is. Especially when it's a dark time. So, yeah, I really appreciate that about you.
Well, girl, thank you. That means a lot. Cheers.
You're welcome, girl.
Thanks, girl.
Wow. And I'm funny.
Didn't see the podcast going this way. Did you hear what I said?
Mm-hmm. I'm just kidding. That was sweet, girl. Thank you.
Sweet,
that was nice. I mean, we should probably do this every episode.
Probably should. Okay, what was the second one? Your favorite memory. So you can go first now because it's your birthday.
My favorite memory of this past year. Holy shit! What a year! What a year!
This is probably my favorite year.
This was the best year ever. Like, literally yet. Yeah. It just keeps getting better and better. But oh man,
I think I know both of those.
There's no question about it.
Let's say it on three.
1, 2, 3.
California.
TikTok and Cali.
Yeah. Going to California
with TikTok was, and it's so crazy. I kind of want to just start telling the story right now, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Just as I reflect on it, like, the way that the opportunity happened and how it came to us, the reach out, like, TikTok themselves reached out to us. The email got put in our junk folder, so we didn't see it. They literally said in the email, we would like to recognize you guys as top 15 visionary voices for the LGBTQ community on TikTok creators, and we'd like to fly you out to TikTok, have you stay here for 3-4 days, and put you up in a nice hotel,
celebrate TikTok
Pride, give you VIP tickets to that, go to all these events, and everything covered.
It was like the opportunity, our biggest opportunity yet.
All we've wanted
went to the junk.
It went to junk mail. Literally,
I forgot about this.
We didn't see it. So fast forward, like 2-3 weeks later, we get a DM on Instagram from the TikTok account.
Was it? I think they DM'd us on Instagram, but they also followed up with another email saying, just want to make sure, did you see this? Because I remember seeing the email, and we saw the email, and then I read it,
But how did that one skip the junk?
I don't know.
I thought it was we saw the DM and
it
then
was
we went
both,
and looked.
because I saw the email and then we also happened to check our DM and saw it. But just one thing quickly, because I remember, I think I was the one that saw the email because I called you. So I read the email, and so the contact followed up being like, just wanted to follow up, like, are you sure
you're not interested?
You're not interested
because we didn't reply.
Because the first email said reply by X date to let us know
if you're in.
And this was the date after, so we already missed the deadline.
Oh my god!
And they followed up just to make sure, and right away we're like, yes, like,
and then I think it was like that around that same time. I think it was the same day. They followed up both, and we opened. But for me, I just remember that moment because I think I opened it, opening up our Instagram and seeing a DM from the TikTok account,
verified.
I was like, why is TikTok messaging us? Anyways, and so then that was just crazy to me that we almost missed one of the biggest opportunities in our lives. But that just goes to show, lesson moment here. Whatever is meant for you will never pass you by.
Yep.
We were meant to be there. We were meant to go to California, and it passed us.
Yep.
And it shouldn't have happened. They should have been like, well, you missed the deadline, whatever.
Yeah.
But they were like,
that's
they
so
were
crazy that
persistent.
all could have been missed.
Oh my god!
Wow, I forgot
Anyways,
about that.
I would love to talk more about that event, but that was the highlight of my life.
Well, maybe we could just say some highlights right now of that.
Yeah, as we go into it, because in the spirit of reflecting on our birthday year of how good this most recent year was.
Well, maybe to elaborate, to set the scene a little bit more, and we'll just see some highlights, but Am and I got tattoos saying Cali on our ribs with our initials next to it. When we must have been, 16, 17, 18?
Yeah, our first tattoos ever.
Over 10 years ago, probably.
Without our parents knowing, we snuck out of the house, went together, and do you remember that day?
I remember the conversation. I don't remember the day we went to go get it, but I remember we were in my room, sitting on the floor. We used to get, like, little boxes of wine, and we were talking.
Oh my god,
and I remember the day that it brainstormed. We were sitting on my floor. I remember one of us was leaning up against my bed, and we literally were just saying, like, our dream, we want to go to California, we always wanted to do something creative together, and then all of a sudden we're like, let's get a tattoo and make it a promise to each other, and we designed the N and the A combined to be like our signature.
I did that.
I did it, girl. I did it. I 100% did it. But I remember I probably had, because I did it, I have an Instagram where I did it in henna on myself first, so I know I designed it. I designed N and A together, but that was like our signature, and it was always designed to be a promise to each other. Cali was just the word, but it represents like success and our vision and our goal. And so we got Cali.
And I remember, I think you designed it, but I think it was my idea. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But I just remember thinking the second part of it. So the tattoo, we'll put a picture of it on the screen because definitely don't want to just show that right now. But I remember saying, like, let's do our initials as like a sign off.
Yeah.
So literally, you'll see it says Cali ... and then A and N, as like, to me that signifies like we're signing off on this like goal and writing it on our body. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. And so we literally had that tattoo. We'll pull it up, and that's why this year is the first time that was our first time being to California together. Yeah. And TikTok brought us there.
And we went to San Diego.
Sorry, okay, you're right, actually. Yeah. It was the first time,
LA is what we felt. Like, when we said Cali, we meant, like, LA.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. We did go to California earlier that year.
No, the year before. The year before. But, either way, that was our first time going to LA. But the other one, I was on a work trip. It wasn't
this one, we were going to California doing...
For our dream.
That's what I'm saying. Let me finish. Doing our dream, our goal, our mission, exactly the reason we signed Cali. We did that this year. Like, TikTok brought us there. We're doing something creative together. We're chasing our dreams. Which part of our dream is literally to help make this world a better place, to be the examples that we wish we saw, and to just spread more love genuinely. As kind of, cheesy as that sounds, we need more love. And so we got to do that. Yeah. We like made our dream on our ribs come true. So anyways, so that was the highlight for me too. Like, we could save that one.
We can even just talk about that for a bit, but like that.
So just also some highlights. We met Patrick Starr. We met James Charles. We met the old gays. We'll put some pictures up on the screen. Oh my gosh, we got to go to Creator Brunch. We were on ABC News. Yeah, ABC News interviewed us on the red carpet, literally. CP24.
CP24 got it for the first day of Pride Month. Literally, that was second.
That's second.
Literally the day before Pride Month, they sent us an email. CP24, which is a big news provider in Toronto in Canada, reached out to us, and we just got this random email in our inbox. We're already getting excited to go to California in a couple weeks. We're getting all our flights booked and all the accommodations planned and everything. And then we get an email from CP24 being like, do you want to come on breakfast television tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for an interview? Like,
oh, one other...
Like, literally the next day, like, we had no time to prepare.
One added thing, because also on the Visionary Voices list, it was for North America. We were the only Canadian creators. And so that was a big highlight for them. They're like, you are the only two representing Canada. And so that was a huge focus of the interview too, because like,
that was crazy.
Just representing our country. Like,
that was our first time ever on live TV. So yeah. Well, no, were yours was taped.
I guess it wasn't live, yeah.
This was literally live. Like, there was no recording. We were literally, whatever we said or whatever we did would have been on the internet forever. It is, but we killed it. I think we did a really good job. But, like, the thing I remember about that, too, is we didn't even have time to be nervous.
No, yeah. It was
like,
so quick.
It was, like, at, like what was it, like 3 o'clock p.m. on a Wednesday, and they were like, Thursday, be at the studio at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So we got to go, we went to the studio.
It was so good. And then the last one, because we might be running out of time, Family Feud.
Oh,
girl. Family Feud, honestly, it's tough because TikTok is one. Family Feud might be a highlight life memory. Because again, I had barely watched the show going into it. We had to like literally watch it to learn the rules, but we went in with no expectation, just to have fun and you know, do our thing. But the fact that we also won, I remember that feeling, and I was doing Fast Money, and I was like, if we win this, like, and then that moment when we won, and I'm just like, the universe has just got our back, because we also went on to spread our message. We repped the Pride colors.
Said, let me give you blessings on blessings on blessings.
Yeah, we repped the Pride colors. A huge focus of our talking points was, you know, this is the first person we came out to, the first people in the family we came out to, sharing our story and our message. So, yeah, honestly, best year of life so far. Best year of life.
Straight up.
Yeah.
That's like literally the conclusion, the highlight, the summary of both of our past years in review. And we should make this like a what's the word? Like a tradition.
Yeah.
Every year we kind of and it's perfect that our birthday's in December. We can then go back and look at what our year. Like, I guess everyone probably does this anyways because it's December, but specifically because it's our birthdays, we can like kind of just look back at our previous year and be like, how did we do? And I can't wait to see what we do next year.
Oh my gosh.
Kind of just like I would say like a takeaway from this, like as opposed to like just sharing all the things and the list, like one kind of learning I'd like to share just to kind of, you know, bring it back to metamorphosis in a way, like follow your dreams.
Yeah.
Because this shit's real.
Follow your passions.
Follow your passions, follow your dreams, believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Get a tattoo on your body of whatever it is you want to accomplish. But like, as crazy as it may seem, and it took, honestly speaking, like it's not like it happened. It definitely didn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
Like that was when we were 15.
Yeah.
I literally just turned 32. That's over 15 years later.
Yeah. Maybe 16 or 17, whatever the legal age.
Whatever the legal age was. Yeah. So maybe like 15 years, we'll call it approximately, that it took for that dream to come to fruition. So like, you know, some people's dreams happen in a couple years, which is great. And so don't put a timeline on it. And you might think, oh my God, it's been like 10 years and my dream's not coming true. Let me give up. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
We are living proof. Do not do it because it will happen.
Yeah.
So anyways, I just want to...
No, I love that. Well, like just learning. To spiral, I would say my biggest takeaway in light of what you said, but I heard this piece of advice recently this year, self-belief is probably the greatest tool you can ever use. Like if there's one thing I would say, it's bet on yourself, believe in yourself, because if you don't, no one else will.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Where it starts. Like people can sense that if you don't believe in you, no one else will. And that is, but what's beautiful is even when you believe in you and no one else does, it doesn't even matter because you bet on you and you're the only one that's going to make your dreams come true. You're the only one that's going to do the work that's going to, you know, get yourself to a place that you need to be to accomplish your dreams. And so bet on yourself, focus on yourself, work on yourself, and just bet on you. Always bet on you. You have to be the one that believes in you, and then everyone else will start to. They'll get there.
And just to kind of continue off that, because I think that's a really good piece of advice, I think it's also sometimes hard to do that. Yeah. Like, not sometimes. A lot of the times it is, unfortunately, in society. Like, we're brought up to believe that we're nothing special. Like, go get a desk job. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but go, you know, don't follow your dreams. You're not good enough, etc., etc. what I would share to that, and what I've learned is like that does really get to your head. So when someone says like, believe in yourself, sometimes it's easy for people to do that, but oftentimes it's not. This was a big thing that came out recently that I do believe in fully. Be delusional. Delulu is the Solulu. Even if it feels wrong to believe in yourself, do it anyways.
Yeah.
Delusionally believe in yourself. Like, even if someone's looking at you like there's nothing good about you, why the hell do you believe in yourself?
Yeah.
That's delusional.
Yeah.
It's the solution.
Yeah.
Like, still do it.
Yeah.
And eventually it will become real. And again, like, going back to what me and we talk about, which I would love to have in another episode, is this whole spirituality and universal concept. I truly believe, like, in this universe and in life, it's just you. Like, you are just the only person alone. Everything around you right now, this water, maybe this is getting a little too deep, but they're all reflections of you. So focus on working on what's up here and like you yourself and in here and changing those beliefs. If you hate yourself, you don't think you're good enough, that's your job. Go in the mirror, look at yourself every day. Understand that that is not who you truly are. You can accomplish everything. Each and every one of us is put on this earth to accomplish and create the life of their dreams. So we can all do it. If Noe and I can do it.
Yeah. I love what you said. And you know what, actually, in light of that, maybe we will make one of the next podcasts with you about that, because there's so much I have to say. But that's, I guess, if you're at a point right now where like you're like, I don't believe in myself, and like I can't just tell myself
how do I do it?
How do I do it? The only thing that I'll say, and we'll expand on it in the next podcast or another one, make that your focal point.
Yeah.
From starting today or whenever, every day, you get yourself to a point where you do whatever work it is and whatever that means to you, to a point to believe in yourself. And that's why, like, it's like going to the gym. If you want to get strong, you don't just go to the gym once and then you're going to be strong. You have to go every day or every other day. You have to focus on it, and it's hard work. It's not easy. And so, but I would just say maybe get yourself to a point where that is your main focus. And that's my main focus. That's Am's main focus. And I'm sure that's also why we are where we are. There's a lot of internal and external work that you got to do to get there, but make it your focal point. It's not to get yourself to a point where you believe in you, and everyone else will start to.
And it's not impossible, as much as it may seem that. And it's actually a perfect segue just to wrap up. On that note, which is crazy that they were coming here, we're actually having a therapist come on to the podcast. Probably not, the next episode is going to be with our mom, but the one after that, next week, she's coming on, and what we are talking about is literally overcoming self-criticism.
I love that.
Like, again, you can't.
I just got goosebumps.
We didn't even click that. We didn't even click into that. The podcast went in the direction that we didn't even really plan for. But when you started saying like, I don't know how to do it, but you just got to figure it out, find a way. Of course, that's the issue. No one knows.
You would
how
almost
to do
think
it.
we teed this up intentionally. We did it,
but so, no one knows how to do it. I just want to say. So if you're watching this and you've made it to the end, which thank you so much, and you're like, okay, I want to believe in myself. I want to accomplish my dreams, but how? Stay tuned, because we got you.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We got a beautiful therapist. She's going to introduce herself more formally, and it specializes in helping queer folks in the community, achieve their dreams, overcome their self-criticism. And so that is the literal topic we're talking about.
So cool.
Is how to overcome self-criticism. So.
Okay, so never mind. Not on our next podcast, or maybe we'll also do another one where we talk about our things, but what a beautiful...
Isn't that crazy? It just
so stay tuned.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of the next few episodes, probably episode number 12.
12, yeah.
We're going to talk about that. All right, girl, this is a great
This is a good one.
This is a good one. The vibes are great. We're going to do a live now, celebrate Am's birthday. So in the comments, wish us both happy birthday.
And also let us know, another thing is we tried a bit of a different setup today. Very subtle, but let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Do you guys like the straight couch, Am and Noe sitting side by side? Do you like it kind of like this? We're just trying some different displays and setups, so also let us know about that. But yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching episode number 10 of the Metamorphosis podcast with
Am
and Noe.
Be yourself.
Do what makes you happy.
Spread love.
And morph into the real you. See you next one, guys. Girl, thumbnails.
That's it.
Thumbnails. Actually, you're 32. Maybe I'll say the 32 things I love about
That's even better.
Do what makes you happy.
And spread love.
Let's do that again.
Yourself.
Do what makes you happy.
And spread love. No, I keep forgetting. Okay, so let's go.